was finally able to make a big yarn order for some projects I have coming up. But in the meantime, I am going to try some Nightmare Before Christmas crochet. I got this actually half off last Christmas, and I haven't touched it. It's just been sitting on a shelf. So we're going to try it today. Wish me luck. So inside comes the book. You get a 3.25, sorry for all the noise, there's construction, 3.25 millimeter hook, which is absolute garbage, by the way. Some yarn, and then there's a little packet of what looks like embroidery floss and a needle. Yeah. There's actually more yarn and stuffing behind that little cardboard thing. So I think you get enough yarn to make Jack Skellington and Sally, and that's it. But we'll see. They always give you too much yarn in these kits. So. Okay, so there's actually some felt and some, what is this called? Craft wire? I guess he's bendable. I did not know that. So Jack is bendy, which is what the craft wire is for. Oh god, okay. This seems like a lot of steps for a beginner. Okay, already, this apparently is the Paint Box Cotton DK, which I never use yarn that small, and it is slippery. It is very slippery, so, and I'm using a bigger hook than they recommend because I don't have a 3.25 and I'm not using that piece of trash that comes with. Okay, I'm like 2 rows in and I'm seriously considering changing yarns because it's like my hands are on a slip and slide. It's so slippery. I have used like 3 different kits now that I've gotten off Amazon and been fine with them. This is the first one where the yarn is like, I don't know how anyone can use this. And it, you know, to me it's upsetting because if somebody wants to try, thank you truck, if someone wants to try amigurumi and they got yarn like this, it would be kind of discouraging because it's so hard to use. Like, despite what people say, you can use regular acrylic yarn for amigurumi. It works really well, actually. Obviously the things come out bigger, but like I just use Premier Basics and it works great. Like, they're stuffed animals, they're supposed to be fuzzy, and they're not always that fuzzy. So like, this yarn doesn't even look good. Like, it almost looks worse. Can you see that? It's hard to tell. Look at it. It's all fuzzy already. I'm just gonna switch yarns. Okay, we're gonna switch it up. I have these 2 skeins of it's Yarnspirations Red Heart. It was from like a sample pack of, I don't know, like 24 colors. It's not like regular Red Heart yarn. It's very thin, but it's similar to what that kit came with, but this is acrylic, not that slippery stuff. Like, I literally was having trouble holding on to it. It just wanted to like fly out of my hands. That is so small. It's barely wider than my crochet hook. Like, I don't usually do this tiny stuff. Like, look how tiny that is. It's so small. First leg is done. It is literally like a drinking straw. Okay, now I'm on to leg 2. This is way easier with the acrylic yarn. Yeah. Hi, it's a new day. So I got to the collar portion of him, and what they wanted me to do was very intricate and small and annoying, so I just gave up because I couldn't see. You know, working with black yarn can be tricky, especially with my old lady eyes and it being the evening time. So here's what we have so far. I do not like working with felt, and I forgot to put safety eyes in, and even the safety eyes I had didn't really match. So this is what we have. Here he is. He's a little wonky, but we're gonna try to finish him today. Hopefully. this kit is crazy. Like, I'm sorry. I want to make these in bigger sizes later with better yarn and bigger hooks because I like the patterns. They're good. I also want to add, there is craft wire in the legs, the arms, and to keep the head up, and it doesn't come with wire cutters. So like, you need wire cutters and you need a measuring tape, which is also not included in the kit. So like, when they say you can make these with this kit, almost. Oh, and another thing, I've never used this kind of stuffing. It's basically, so like, you know what cotton balls are made out of? It's this. This is like what cotton balls are made out of. Like, it's almost impossible to rip it. You know, like polyfill, you just pull it out and it, yeah. This, like, you have to use all of your strength to tear it into little pieces. I don't know. I don't know who put this together, but like, I know I'm making it sound horrible, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just not for a beginner. Chain 3, skip the first chain from the hook, slip stitch 1, single crochet 1, skip the first single crochet of the row, single crochet 2 on the main row. What? So that's what I ended up with. What? How do you people micro crochet? Like, y'all must have like baby eyes because this is not it. I'm sorry. My eyeball. See? It's killing me. Okay, I just want to say, as a neurodivergent person, I want to be good at everything immediately. Like, if I'm not immediately good at it, I get discouraged. And I know that's stupid, but that's just how my brain works. Last night, I was ready to give up. I was like, screw this project. I'm just gonna do it later with a different yarn and like completely start over, right? And then today, I'm trying again, and I got it. I figured it out. And sometimes you just need to put that project down and come back the next day with fresh eyes. And a neck light. This really helps. I'm going to put the link to this in the description because these are like crucial, especially if you're working with dark colored yarn and you have old lady eyes or it's just dark. But yeah, like, and I know it's easy for me to say, like, just put that project down and come back to it later. You would be surprised what your brain can do. Okay, we have one arm to go. Look at those little fingers. It's so funny. All right, everybody. I'm done. Here he is. Here he is. So there's a lot of sewing. You have to sew on his tail pieces. You have to sew on this part of the shirt. You have to sew on these lapels. You have to sew on his tie, his shoulders, like his face. Far too much sewing involved in this, in my opinion. I wanted to crochet. This is like a sewing project. So yeah, but I mean, he's cute and he's bendy. You can bend his legs and his arms. He's got little fingers. I love his little shoulders. Super cute. So, final thoughts on this Nightmare Before Christmas crochet kit. It's cute. I would not recommend this for beginners. Absolutely not. If somebody gave this to me and said, here, make some amigurumi for the first time, I would throw it in the garbage. The yarn is really slippery. Like, it wanted to shoot out of my hand, so I had to switch yarns. Also, the hook it comes with is trash, so you have to get a different hook. I sized up, they wanted you to use a 325, and I sized up to a 3.5, and that was still really small. There's a lot of sewing. You need wire cutters. You need a tape measure. Those things are not included. The patterns themselves are fairly easy to follow if you know what you're doing. I would say There's a couple parts of the pattern that I specifically used where it wasn't clearly written out. I don't know, it was worded in a weird way, so that's something to think about. But if you are experienced in amigurumi and like itty bitty tiny things, you might like this kit. I didn't. I love the book though. The book is really cool. There's all sorts, it's got all the characters in it. Well, most of the main characters. Like Locke. So cute. There's Oogie Boogie and Zero. I will be making these characters in different yarn using a bigger hook at some point later because they're cute. It's one of my favorite movies ever since it came out. So I would like to make all these characters at some point in the future. Just, again, different yarn, different size hook. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing to have, you know, for the sentimental value and just to have it. It's cute, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for everybody. Definitely not beginner friendly. No. Far too much sewing. Far too much sewing. And it's a lot of intricate work, so it's very frustrating. But it was fine. It was fun. And Jack looks like Jack. So, you know this is Jack Skellington. That's what matters, right? He's cute. So, Jack says to like this video if you enjoyed it, if you found it helpful, and if you want to see more stuff like this and other crochet things, please consider subscribing to my channel. And I will try to find a link to this. I bought it last Christmas. I don't know if it's still available. If it is, I'll put the link in the description box. Excuse me. And also the neck light that I was using, which is kind of crucial for this tiny little work. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great day, and tell me what you're doing in the comments. What are you crocheting today? All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.